If you're one of those people that believe that everything happens for a reason, then I think that you're going to be able to appreciate this video and what you're about to see. Back in 2008, when the crash happened, a couple of these guys that you're about to watch today were saying, warning the people that it was about to happen and nobody was listening. I was one of those people. Now those same people are saying the same thing, only they say this time the crash is going to be 10 times worse than the one that we had back in '08. I was one of those type of persons. I thought that I was protected. I was doing really well. Business was booming. In 2008, I made almost $3 million that year. In a matter of months, I can't explain to you the fear, the terror, the humiliation of all of that dissipating and dissolving before your very eyes, and there's nothing that you can do. I had all the toys. I had $1 million house. I had a good family. I thought that everything was the way it should be. And according to the street gurus, I thought I was protected. I thought I would had everything diversified and was the way that I needed it to be so that I could survive any kind of recession. And I thought I was recession proof. Unbeknownst to me, when 2008 happened, there's nothing that could have prepared me or protected me for what was coming. I want you to go ahead and watch what these experts are saying and what is about to happen in the market. And then after they're done, I'm going to come back on and I'm going to tell you the difference between 2008 and today and why it's better today and you can be protected and be safe and not have to worry about what's about to happen in the market.
That explains why the Fed is raising interest rates. They raised in December 2015, December 2016, March 2017, now June 2017. That's the fourth rate hike, getting them up to 1%. They would like to keep going. They would like to get them up to 3.5% by 2019. My estimate is they're not going to get there. The recession will come first. In fact, the Fed will probably cause the recession that they're preparing to cure. But be that as it may, that's why they're raising interest rates in weakness. But there's another tool. So let's just say, hypothetically, you get interest rates, they'll be at 1% by tomorrow, and now you go into a recession, and you've got to cut them, research shows, about 3%. Well, you can cut them back down to 0. Well, now what do? You go to QE, QE4. We had QE 1, 2, and 3 during Bernanke and Yellen, so now you could do a new round of QE. The problem is that the Fed's balance sheet is so bloated at 4.5 trillion. How much more can you do? 5 trillion, 5.5 trillion, 6 trillion before you cause a loss of confidence in the dollar now.
That's why I wrote this book. I wrote this book because I wanted to protect people because a crash is coming. Now, whether it's 6 months from now, 12 months, 36 months, no one knows. Warren Buffett said, if you listen to market forecasters, their only purpose is to make, people that tell fortunes look good because they just don't know what's going on. But what I did try to prove in this book is what the facts are. So here's a couple things you should know. Number one, there's a new high on average every month. Most people have no clue. So you hear, oh, it broke records, it broke records. We're in a situation right now that's very artificial. It's a situation where the feds around the world have been printing money. So nobody knows what's going to happen. There's this tremendous fear that's in the marketplace. So what I wanted to show people was, look, when the crash comes, first of all, correction comes every year. I don't know if you remember last January, the world was ending. The market lost $2 trillion in January. It was the worst January ever.
Yes, I remember that.
And we ended the year at a total record-breaking year again. So obviously there are going to be corrections. They happen every year since 1900. The average one is 2 months long and it costs you 14% if you sell. But if you don't sell, you're fine. There's a bear market about every 5 years. We've gone 8 years without one. That's why I wrote this book, because I want to show you how to protect yourself when that bear comes, but more importantly, how to take advantage of it, because it is the greatest opportunity in your life to leapfrog from where you are to where you want to be.
Well, what's going to happen is this is going to continue. Some stocks in America are turning into a bubble. The bubble's going to come, then it's going to collapse. And you should be very worried.
So when is this going to happen?
Later this year or next.
Later this year or next.
Yeah. Write it down.
And what will
plan that goes broke, and many of them are broke. We've had financial problems in America, let's use America, every 4 to 7 years since the beginning of the Republic. Well, it's been over 8 since the last one. This is the longest, or the second longest in recorded history, so it's coming. And the next time it comes, you know, in 2008 we had a problem because of debt. Henry, the debt. Now, that debt was nothing compared to what's happening now. In 2008, the Chinese had a lot of money saved for a rainy day. It started raining, they started spending the money. Now even the Chinese have debt, and the debt is so much higher. The Federal Reserve, the central bank in America, the balance sheet is up over 5 times since 2008. It's going to be the worst in my lifetime too. Be worried.
I am worried.
Good, good.
Can the Fed rescue us? Can anybody rescue us?
They will try. They will. What's going to happen is they're going to raise interest rates some more. Then when things start going really bad, people are going to call and say, you must save me. This Western civilization is going to collapse. And the Fed, who's made up of bureaucrats and politicians, will say, well, we better do something. And so they will try, but it won't work. It'll cause some rallies, but it won't work this time.
I believe that there is something very big and very dangerous coming at us very fast right now, and I want as many people to be prepared as possible. This is the first time in history that there has been an everything bubble. This, you know, back in the year 2000, it was stocks. In the year 2008, it was stocks and real estate. This time it is stocks, real estate, and bonds, and they're all in some of the biggest bubbles of all time. And when this bursts, it's going to be devastating for most people, but it doesn't have to be devastating for you.
So we can't put an exact date on it, but we know a fiat dollar crash is coming. Recently, Janet Yellen claimed that we will not see another major crisis in our lifetime, despite the unthinkable debt printing, devaluation, and inflation. So what are your thoughts on this delusion, Dr. Paul?
Well, it scares me because central bankers are always wrong on their predictions, especially right before a bust. So what she says shouldn't reassure anybody. And you're right, you can't predict the timing. The other day I was being interviewed, and I said I wouldn't be shocked, you know, if the bust comes at the end by the end of this year.
I started the Dollar Vigilante in 2010, and I said around by the end, within 5 to 10 years is what I said. So between 2015 and 2020, I expect this whole game to end in one way or another, and we're well on track for it right now here in early 2017. We're getting very close to the end, in my opinion.
Now that people have elected Donald Trump, they're very optimistic. Optimistic people don't buy gold, right? They're buying the Dow Jones. Why are they so optimistic? Because they believe that Trump is going to make America great again, that somehow he's going to drain the swamp and he is going to fix all the problems that Obama created. Well, the problem is the problems that Obama created precede Obama. These problems have been building up for a long time, and there's absolutely nothing that Donald Trump is going to do that's going to change that. In fact, it's far more likely that the problems that were exacerbated under the Obama administration are going to blow up under the Trump administration.
We have the worst revival of an economy since the Great Depression. And believe me, we're in a bubble right now. And the only thing that looks good is the stock market. But if you raise interest rates even a little bit, that's going to come crashing down. We are in a big, fat, ugly bubble.
I, at the moment, own a lot of U.S. dollars for a variety of reasons. Agriculture is going to be okay going forward. There are a few ways to protect yourself, but it's going to be a mess.
You know we love talking gold here. What role will gold play in this scenario, Jim?
Well, as I've told you before, I'm not buying gold and have not bought gold for a while. I own gold and have owned gold for years, but I'm not buying it. I'm not selling it at the moment.
Any thoughts on the crypto craze? Are you interested in Bitcoin and all those crazy?
I wish I had been. I wish I'd been smart enough to buy it.
Now, I started out this video, if you're one of those people that believes that everything happens for a reason, that you could appreciate this. I've came to the conclusion that the reason why this happened to me back in 2008 is so that I could come out now and warn people like myself back then about how to protect themselves this time when it happens again. I'm very passionate about wanting to protect other people from what happened to me. I lost everything. I lost my house. I lost everything that I had acquired, including my family. And that is not a very good feeling or position to be in. So I want you to put yourself at ease, because I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm very passionate about trying to help people protect themselves and take control of their own financial well-being. And if you listen to this video and watch what I have to present to you, I think you're going to be able to see how that you can take a really small percentage of your portfolio and set it up so that no matter what happens, if you lose everything else, you're still going to have an income to pay your bills and not lose everything when this crash occurs. It's not if, but when. And it really doesn't matter what financial position that you're in, whether you're saving for retirement, whether you are retired, whether you're in the market professionally and you trade the market. You have to be in a position when this happens, just like last time, to be able to survive. And I have discovered a mechanism that will allow you to survive and not lose everything that you have acquired. So here's the big difference that exists today that didn't exist back in 2008. Now, if you've watched any of my other videos, I've told you before how I thought I was diversified and I was into other markets like currencies, and I was trading currency. I took $3,000 and turned it into $94,000 in 90 days. The difference between 2008 and today is the one market that didn't exist then that exists now is called digital currency. And for the people that want the technical term, it's called cryptocurrency. Bitcoin was the very first cryptocurrency or digital currency that was created because of what happened in 2008. And it was created in 2009. And if you follow that currency at all, if you know anything about cryptocurrency and you look it up today, I believe at the time that I'm doing this video, Bitcoin is well over $7,000 per coin. Experts say that it's going to go minimum to 10,000, and there's people that are predicting it going even higher. But that's not the one I want to talk to you about today. I purchased a digital currency that at the time it was ranked 15th in the world. Today it's ranked number 7. That's how fast it's growing in value and in popularity. The cryptocurrency that I bought is a currency that actually pays you daily interest on the amount of digital currency that you purchase. And this currency pays you on average 1% per day. But before I get into the details of how that works and how you can benefit and protect yourself, I already told you it's ranked number 7 in the world. It has a $1.7 billion market cap. It's been in existence for over a year now. In just the short amount of time that I've owned it, it's went up in value over $125 per coin. It isn't going anywhere. Some of the very first things that people do when they first hear about something is they go out and they Google it and they look it up and they see all of the reviews and static noise that people are making. So let me explain to you real briefly about online marketers. Online marketers knows that Google gives them favoritism whenever they label an article, a video, or anything that's a review, a Ponzi scheme, or a scam. Google is no different than any other media. They know that ratings is what counts. And so it's like a train wreck. Anything that's labeled as a Ponzi scheme, anything that's labeled as a scam, anything that's labeled as a review that people cannot resist, they know that they're going to click on it. And so these online marketers make these bogus titles for their blog posts, their websites, their videos, to get you to click on it so that they can promote whatever offer or promotion that they have. And almost 100% of them don't even own or are involved in the very review or product or currency that they are talking about. There hasn't been one negative review or blog post that I have read that I haven't been able to put to rest as a complete false statement or basically just fake news. With that said, let me just dive right into what this digital currency is, how it works, and how you can benefit and protect yourself. The name of the digital currency is called BitConnect. It actually trades the volatility of Bitcoin. It has a couple of different programs that you can invest in that pays you a daily interest every single day on average of 1%. How it works is you actually purchase the BitConnect coin itself, and then you turn around and loan the company, BitConnect, the coins back. They take those coins and they trade, like I said, against the volatility of Bitcoin and are able to pay you 1% per day on average. So let's take one of the examples that if you take a small piece or percentage of your portfolio, and let's just use a small number like 10,000. If you take $10,000 and you were to invest in BitConnect, first of all, if you invest 10,000, BitConnect is going to give you a bonus percentages of 0.25% bonus, whether it makes any percentages in interest or it makes over 1%. It's added on to your daily percentage that is paid out every day. So let's say that it averages 1% a day on average, then you would be paid 1.25% per day. And there's many days that they actually pay even more than that. So using that example, take 10,000 and we take 1.25% on average per day that you're paid. Looking at this spreadsheet, the calculation is on day 57, you will double your money. So you can see on the chart there that it goes from your initial principal of investment of 10,000 to day 57, it's a little over 20,000. And the way that happens is you take the daily interest and reinvest it so that you have a compounded interest on your investment, and that's how you're able to double your money in 57 days. So I will tell you what I do and what my strategy is with any investment, not just this one, but with any investment. If you sink or invest $10,000 into an investment, almost automatically my thoughts are, how fast am I going to be able to get my 10,000 back out and profit on the investment? Well, I just showed you how in 57 days you're able to double it. On day 57, if you start taking out the interest that you're paid every day, which on day one when you made an investment, you were paid $100 per day. On day 57, that increases to $200 per day. So you're able to take $200 out, put it in your bank account every single day until you have got your principal paid back to you. And from that point on, you're riding on your profit. You can start reinvesting at that point, and you've gotten your initial investment back out. You are making a daily income of $200 a day. Now, obviously, you can scale this to whatever amount that you need on a monthly basis. If you need $9,000 a month, you need to invest $30,000. If you need $18,000 a month to live on in bills or your expenses, then you'd have to invest $60,000. But the same principle occurs. In 57 days, reinvesting the interest, you will have doubled your principal, and you're able on day 58 start taking out the interest and paying yourself back what your initial investment was. So this video is already getting fairly long. I know you probably have a lot of questions. You may even think that it's too good to be true, but I've already stated to you before, this has been in existence for over a year now. It is number 7 in the world. It has a market cap of over 1.7 billion. My prediction is it's going to be right up there with Bitcoin and in very short order. If you want to know more, you want to get involved, or you want to invest, click the link. I do make a 5% commission on whatever you invest in Bitcoin, but I'm not after your 5%. I want to help people avoid what happened to me back in 2008. And the best way that I can see you take control of your life, your financial life, by being able for you to be the bank. You don't have anybody that's in control of your money but you. There's no government, there's no centralized banking, nothing. There's no outside influences that's going to strip you of this investment or the revenue stream. Click the link below and I'll be happy to walk you through step by step on how to get started. Now's the time to take action. Now's the time to do something before the market starts to crash. When it starts to crash is not the time to try to move your money around or try to get into something like BitConnect, because it's really difficult in those times to get your assets liquefied so that you can get into something else. Trust me, I've been there, I've done that. So don't act in desperation. Be proactive and get started today.